Ghost stories have existed for thousands of years and are found throughout the world. Contrary to popular belief, most of the earliest ghosts were not present to haunt or scare people. It is believed that most early ghosts asked the people they communicated with to properly bury the ghost's body or to help a loved one. One story took place in Athens, Greece, more than 3,000 years ago. A man named Athenodorus rented a house that was rumored to be haunted. He heard a rattling noise one night and saw the ghost of an old man shackled in chains. The ghost pointed to the ground, then disappeared. The next day, workers dug up the garden and found a skeleton. Athenodorus had the body properly buried and the ghost never returned. Unknown to many, City College has several ghost stories of its own. These paranormal activities have included the flute playing, moving chairs, footsteps, and possibly even visits from inmates of a former jail.
Well, 3 years ago, we had a coworker that passed away, and that was during the summer. So I get here early in the morning, and what I heard was like doors closing, and someone like walking in the hall, and so maybe footsteps. And his name was Rocky, so I think that he may have come back to the department to say goodbye.
Popular visitors have been seen peering through windows, wandering in hallways, and heard through moving objects.
So my story starts about 2 years ago. I was working in Studio B on my analog tape splicing project with a fellow student of mine, and we're both working. It's pretty late at night, and out of nowhere it sounds like somebody just sat down in a really squeaky chair when it was just the two of us in the room.
I haven't really seen anything. I've heard a lot of stuff. I mean, I've been here really late, and there's been nobody in the building, or at least in our area. And I've checked the building over and locked all the doors, made sure there was nobody in there. And then I'd be in the office and I'll hear the doors open and close up and down the hall. And just to make sure, I have to go run outside in the hallway and check. Of course, you don't see anything. But because sometimes I think, maybe the campus police are there checking out the building, but there isn't anybody there. But I know the doors are locked because I locked them.
The Science Hall has been especially famous for having several of these apparitions. The structure was built on the ruins of the San Francisco County Jail, named Ingleside Jail, and known to be a terrible place. Originally built at the Industrial School, in 1874 the county sheriff built a correctional house at the site. 2 decades later, he turned the school and its land into a women's prison. It served as the prison until it was razed in 1934 to become the permanent location for City College. The lengthy and eerie corridors that stretch through the underbelly of the Science Hall have long been known to entice rumors of ghostly activity. Could it be that the tortured spirits of the Ingleside Jail are wandering down there?
There's a story of the flute man up on coming, and that emanates from the science building also, supposedly also from the 3rd floor. And a lot of people in the middle of the night have heard a flute playing. There was one officer here that was very, he didn't believe it at all, real pessimist. And supposedly one night it followed him home, and he heard it, and he was a believer after that. So
we're walking around the campus. There was no wind blowing, no breeze, no nothing. It was just really, I guess you could say, a calm night. Or early morning, and we're just walking through the plaza, and then we started hearing this flute playing coming out from the science building, and we thought it was kind of odd, so we went in, walked around the whole building, couldn't find nobody at all. Probably like a few nights or a few months later, we heard it again. Myself and now Sergeant Lowe, we decided to call the San Francisco Police, call the dog unit up. Had the dog search the building, and nothing was found either. They couldn't find nothing.
City College can get very chilling at night, so chilling that no one wants to enter certain areas of buildings.
It was a bunch of custodial staff. They were a lot of them don't like to work on the third floor of science because they supposedly they see a guy walking around on the third floor. Supposedly they store the dead bodies up there for the anatomy class, and they won't. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Doors are heard suddenly slamming. Unknown figures have surfaced in the dark. Moving light reflections have appeared from nowhere, and doors have unlocked themselves. What could possibly be more heart-stopping than seeing an apparition right before your eyes?
Ang sabi ng isa, you work graveyard? And then sabi ko, oo. And then sabi niya, I saw the girl. I said, what girl? She just passed by on the corridor. Then when I look up, you know, I saw the girl. Then I'm just thinking about, where she? Saan galing, di ba? Sabi ko. So, lumabas ako ng pinto, nakita ko siya. Naglalakad, pero hindi ko nakita ang mukha. Then I went down to the first floor to check the door, but the door is locked. So I went up to the third floor para habulin ko yung babae. Pero all of a sudden, wala na. Then, di na ako nagsimula, ayun na.
This man walked in with an army fatigue suit on. I couldn't believe it. I said, could I help you? Because I was there by myself, plus the lights did not come on. Usually when someone walks in, the lights come on. So he walked in, he had an army fatigue. I didn't see his face. He just stood there, and all of a sudden he raised his hands like this. He had on a tall black hat with the army fatigue and long black boots. And so I said, could I help you? He wouldn't turn around. So when I asked him again, I said, could I help you? Because I was there by myself in the dark. The lights never did come on. So I got ready to tap him on the leg. I got up off the sofa and I reached over to his leg to tap him again to say, could I help you? All of a sudden he just moved real fast and he took off real fast. I thought he was going to go sit on the sofa, and he went straight out the window wall over there. And I didn't know what to do. And I just started screaming, and I said, oh. So one of my co-workers came and said, you ready to go home now? I said, I just seen a ghost.
What really lies behind the words that ignite fear and anxiety on these doors and walls? When walking through campus at night, perhaps people are never truly alone. Are you afraid of the dark?